Hey friends, y'all come on in the kitchen. I'm telling you what, I'm just rereading a letter from Sue Scarlett. That's an unusual name, Scarlett, for the last name. Sue, I got your letter. I got your gift. And I don't know which one I love the most, the letter or my little dish to hold my rings. Good friends are like stars. You don't always see them, but you know they're always there. And she sent this for me to put my rings in. She said, I've seen you put them on the counter, and you know, it's a good way to lose them, so I'm using my dish today. Thank you, Sue. Your letter. I've just got to share some. This one's a little tight. This was my mother's ring, and it means ever so much to me. So I certainly don't want to lose that one, Sue, because I have so very little left of my mother and my father, except for my memories. And hopefully, hopefully those won't be taken away from me. But Sue wrote me a long letter, and I just want to read some of it. She said, Dearest Miss Paula Deen, genuine and grateful are the two words I would use to describe you. I watch you every single day. Most of the time it's in the morning. So here's one of her pearls of wisdom, and I love it. She said, I'm 70 now, and I have 2 strands complete and have started my 3rd. There is one of them. Life is like a roll of toilet paper, y'all. The closer you get to the end, the faster it goes. You know, that same thing can be said about our age, can't it, Sue? The older we get, the faster it goes. So that is why I'm writing to you, because time goes by so quickly, and I want you to know how much you mean to your fans. Sue, that is so sweet. You know, I feel like when I hear from y'all, it's like hearing from an old friend from times past that I hadn't seen or talked to in a long time. I treasure all y'all's letters and emails, and y'all are just wonderful friends. So what I'm making today is from Terry Richardson from Kansas City, Missouri. And she has sent me a scalloped oyster dish. And she said, my mother made this for years for family dinners and holidays, and it was a huge hit. She's 82 and thinks she remembers her grandmother's making it, and I know my grandmother made it, and I know you could use fresh oysters, but here in the Midwest, canned would have been their only option when they started making it. So, hey, Teresa.
Hey.
So my mother has had numerous family members ask for this recipe over later years, because she seems to be the one that they count on to make it. So that's what I'm going to share with y'all today, scalloped oysters. And of course, where we're located, I'm able to use fresh oysters. But you know what? I think those canned oysters are good too. They have a good flavor. So I am going to butter my pie plate, 8 or 9 inch round, and deep. You want to make sure it's deep. And I'm going to put a layer of crushed saltine crackers on the bottom, and then I'm going to drain my oysters, and I'm saving the juice. I got my juice down there, and I'm going to layer the oysters on the crushed crackers. So we'll do that first. I have to be careful the way I'm crushing them, because where's my little meat cleaver? I'll just use a wooden spoon. I'm sure you got an easier way to do this, but oops, I forgot to butter my dish. Hold on. I'm going to unwrap this stick of butter, and then I'm going to use my paper to butter my dish with. It's gotten chilly down here, and our butter is staying a little on the hard side. And we got the fireplaces going. What, do you know the temperature this morning, y'all?
I think it got down to 45.
45, that's what Bobby told me it was gonna be.
It's called cold.
It's called cold. Down here, we're a bunch of sissies.
Ooh, bad.
We're a bunch of sissies, y'all. Sometimes it'll get down to like 17 degrees. Oh my gosh, our world about stops down here, doesn't it, Edie? And we don't know what cold is down here, do we? All right, so Terry didn't give me exact measurements. So I'm gonna see if I can't figure out what she's saying. All right, so I've got one sleeve of oyster saltine crackers, and she said layer the oysters on top of the crackers. This doesn't look like enough oysters to me, Teresa.
Is this a can?
But okay, yeah, that's like she uses the can from the grocery store, right? Yeah. Okay. Now she tells me to dot it with butter. And you know the name of this is scalloped oysters, so I think it's gonna taste a good bit like oyster dressing. So she doesn't tell me how much butter either, so she's leaving that up to us to choose how much we want. So Terry, if I'm not doing this right, I hope you'll get in touch with me and let me hear from you. Okay. So all these ingredients we just layer on top of our crackers. So I place a pat of butter all over the oysters, and then she says to sprinkle with pepper. And because oysters live in salt water and the crackers are salty, it won't need salt. So now a second layer of crackers on top of this. This is gonna be a full pot. I got these beat up a little better than the bottom layer because this is gonna be a crowded little dish. And I need it to take up as less room as I can get. You know, down here in the coastal part of Georgia, a lot of people like serving oysters on Christmas Eve. Oyster stew is a big dish on Christmas Eve down here. You know, it's so good and warms your belly up so good, and it doesn't stuff you, because tomorrow, you know, you're gonna have a delicious meal. And this is just perfect for a lighter dinner. All right, now she says, pat some butter on those crackers too. Okay. So now Terry says to canned evaporated milk mixed with oyster juice and pour over. Now, she does not tell us how much evaporated milk to use. Let's see. And more canned milk mixed with a little water until it completely covers the casserole. So, I think I'm gonna go with the big can, Teresa.
I wonder if anybody uses electric can openers anymore.
You know, I was just wondering the same thing.
Because those are so easy now. I mean, they used to kind of be hard to really use, but they're so easy now.
Yeah.
I just wonder if anybody has them.
I don't know. I just felt like I had enough on my counter without having an electric.
Mine always got
Damn it.
stuck on it or something. I mean, it seemed harder than it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Okay. And now Terry says to mix this with a little water. Then add more canned milk mixed with a little water until it completely covers the casserole. And Terry says to bake it at 350 for anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. So I don't know how much water she would want us to add, but it's got to be enough to cover our casserole completely.
Oh, what does she say? Oh, sorry. What do we bake it at?
350. All right, so I might need a little bit more water in there so that it will cover. Yeah, and I used all of that. Okay, Terry, I think that you would pretty much approve of this, or I hope so, until it's completely covered. Now, I don't know if she means till it completely covers the casserole. I'm almost thinking Eddie. What do you think?
It's kind
If
of,
that bakes an hour.
yeah, I was gonna say to kind of try it out pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and add this can of evaporated milk, but I think I've got enough water in it, so I'm not adding any water to this. This looks delicious. If you like oysters. All right, now that looks covered to me. So that was a large can and a small can, Teresa.
Okay.
All right, so in the oven it goes. Terry.
Thank you.
45 minutes to an hour, y'all, 350. And we'll be dipping into that and trying Terry's dish. Okay, Terry girl, what do you think? Did I do it right? Is that what yours looks like? Well, I'm gonna, as hot as can be. And I'm assuming that you, oops, it's still a little juicy juice, Teresa. Maybe I added too much liquid to it. I'm gonna take this piece out, Terry, and then I may be sticking it back in the oven. But it's, it's cutting well. So I don't know about y'all, but I like a hot dish hot. So sometimes I run out of patience.
We have no patience when it comes to
No, we
tasting
don't.
food.
Oh my goodness. Terry. It's delicious. I would have probably added just a little bit of salt. Not
Really?
much. Yeah, just a little. Because the recipe called for no salt. Because you got the salt on the crackers, you got the salt from the oysters. So I used a whole can.
And a half.
Of evaporated milk. But look at it. And the oysters are going to keep it moist. You know? So thank you, Terry. I love it when a good plan comes
I
together.
might have to serve that for Thanksgiving as a side dish.
Listen, yes, or Christmas Eve. This is absolutely perfect.
Holidays.
Yes, 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 yes. Tell people you're gonna cut them a piece of pie, and you don't tell them what it is. You know, your mouth will be all ready for something sweet. Thank you, Terry. It's delicious. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.